6:18 now, and cyberbullying is on the rise as kids across the country are spending more time in front of their screens now being home from school. A lot of them would not tell their parents, though, if they were being approached because they're afraid they're going to lose screen time. That's how they're staying connected with their friends right now. So we're joined to talk about this by personal injury lawyer Jasmine Daya. Hi, Jasmine.
Hi.
Hey,
thanks so much for having me.
Thanks for joining us again. We've talked before, and I know this is something that's right up your alley. You deal with this a lot. How do we think, as parents, we got to think ahead and be really protective of our kids, and how do we spot cyberbullying or harassment online?
So you're right. We have talked about this recently. Just a couple of months ago, we had Pink Shirt Day, which aimed to raise awareness and hopefully prevent ongoing cyberbullying or limit it. Unfortunately, we have a situation now that it appears that cyberbullying is on the rise. So the World Health Organization recently released a joint leaders statement just a couple of weeks ago, and they indicated that 1.5 billion children around the world are impacted by lockdowns and school closures. What that means is that children have a lot more free time, and because schools are now doing online learning, and I commend educators and politicians for mobilizing so fast in this country to help bring children to have some form of education with online education. While that's great, one of the unintended consequences of that is that you're going to have increased cyberbullying. And so, you asked me, how do we look out for this? It's difficult. Parents right now are dealing with their own stressors in life, more so than usual, with, jobs being impacted, with not having childcare, with all these additional responsibilities, and with anxiety and fear given the pandemic that we're all faced with. I think that the best thing to do is to communicate with our children as best we can and to make sure that they know that we're there for them. Because right now, all they have is parents or legal guardians. They don't have teachers at school or community neighbors or anyone else to really go to right now.
So what do we do, Jasmine, if we do witness cyberbullying or online harassment of our child in a time of pandemic? Are the steps different?
The steps are a little different in the sense that when we're at school, when the kids are in school, physical school, it means that they can more easily access their teachers to make their complaints known. Children right now, through online education, can still access different administrators at their schools and their teachers, and I encourage parents and children to do that. But it's a lot harder for kids to do that through screens instead of just walking up to their teacher and saying, hey, so-and-so is bothering me. As it is for kids, that's so hard to do. So they can still access these individuals. It's just a little bit more difficult. You can still report these incidences if they are of significant consequences that results in potential criminal charges. You still want to report it to the police. Even during a pandemic, the police are available and should be contacted if the cyberbullying is such that we're dealing with a criminal element.
What exactly do you think we need to be looking for as parents? If we're checking out what our kids are doing online, what do we look for? Are there some key words, some messaging, that sort of thing?
So the best thing to look for is changes in behavior. And again, right now it's so difficult because I don't think we fully recognize the impact that this pandemic is having on our kids right now, to not have the socialization with their friends, to not have their regular routine, to see the stress in their parents' lives. I don't think we fully recognize. And so it's difficult to determine, are they a victim of cyberbullying, or are they just dealing with the pandemic in their own way? But looking for changes in behavior, looking to see if they're more down than usual. I keep asking my kids how they're doing, how they feel, making sure that they feel encouraged to open up to me. But really, it's changes in behavior that you really want to look for.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time this morning, Jasmine. We appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
That is Jasmine Daya, personal injury lawyer with JD Lawyers.